There are some things that I wish I knew before going on a cruise ship that could have saved me a lot of time, money, and headaches. And even being a crew member, there are still some things that I myself do not know that are allowed to not be on cruise ships. So in today's video, I am here to save you the embarrassment that I have seen others, including myself, have to go through when it is time for us to either return to our ship from the cruise port, or even if it is our first day of the cruise on embarkation day. So these are the things that you are no longer able to bring on board a cruise ship, as they are either banned or no longer suitable for your cruise. But just before we begin, I am asking you kindly to become a supporter of the channel by clicking that subscribe button below, as my goal will be to continue bringing you the valuable tips, tricks, and advice you will need for a successful vacation. So please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep seeing new videos like this weekly. Alright, let's continue. Now, this item that I'm going to mention is one that is not obviously known to not be allowed on board. But the thing is, this item is used so frequently on cruise ships by a majority of people, including both passengers and crew members. But the issue is that you are not allowed to bring one for yourself on the cruise ship. And this specific item I am talking about is irons and steamers. You see guys, on the cruise ship, there are obvious areas of the ship such as the laundry, as well as services by the housekeeping department that you can use to iron and freshly steam your clothes on a cruise. But I've seen guests and even crew members that go ashore and buy these things thinking that it is perfectly alright to do so, only for when they are trying to get back on the ship, they are then confiscated by the cruise ship security staff. The reason why you are not allowed to bring your own iron and steamer comes down to the safety risk it may cause on board your cruise. Not all irons and steamers that you buy shoreside will fit these safety regulations put in place by the cruise lines. So to ensure your safety on board, cruise lines generally prohibit irons and steamers due to the fact that it is a liable fire hazard. But as I've mentioned before, you don't have to worry because most cruise ships offer laundry services or even self-service laundry areas where you can go and freely use approved irons and steamers to keep your clothes wrinkle free. The next item you should be aware of that is not allowed for you to bring on board any cruise ship is ones that are frequently bought at the cruise ports that passengers get to visit with the cruise ship. When you buy this item from a local or at any local stores, whether as a souvenir or for you to use it later, it doesn't matter what your intentions may be. It is just alright not safe to be on board, so it is definitely not allowed. The item you are not allowed to bring on cruise ships is candles or incense sticks. The cruise lines are very cautious to fire hazards, and you are not allowed to bring candles or any incense type of product on board the cruise, as it can be a very costly mistake if it were to be a cause of fire on a cruise ship. When you buy this item from a local vendor at a cruise port, they will definitely not tell you that you cannot take it on board, as their main priority in that moment is to secure the sale as fast as possible by any means necessary. So you buying candles or incense can see you losing your money because it will be confiscated and kept until it is time for you to disembark your cruise. This is done to avoid and protect the safety of other cruise passengers in the case of any fires to happen. Open flames are a no-no on cruise ships, including candles and incense. While you may want to create a romantic setting whether at your cabin or anywhere else across the ship, it is best you avoid anything with open flames. The last thing we want on board is for the cruise to go up in flames due to the mistake of other passengers. So just do your part and never bring these items on board. The next not allowed item you cannot bring on board a cruise ship is one that I've seen advice for by other cruise content creators that are telling you as some form of advice and tips and tricks, but I'm here to tell you right now from a crew to you, if you are caught bringing this item on board, it will be easily taken from you and probably most likely not be seen again. I also understand not every item will be under high scrutiny by the cruise ship staff, but we try our best to identify these items that can be some form of fire hazard to the cruise ship and its passengers. And unfortunately enough, having a surge protector, even though it might not sound like it, can be a safety risk and even more of a fire hazard. Plus, why would you need a surge protector on a cruise ship anyway? You don't have to worry about the electric plugs on board, as they are installed and built to be ship safe from the beginning. I understand that you may want to bring plug adapters to the cruise ship, just in case the plugs on board are not the right fit for your devices. Bringing plug adapters is totally fine. You just need to avoid bringing any surge protectors. As a matter of fact, any extension cords to your cruise. It is not 100% safe and may be another safety hazard for the ship to worry about. Cruise ships do have specific regulations put in place regarding electrical items for safety purposes. Extension cords and surge protectors are often banned on board, as they are likely to be fire hazards, so be mindful of the next time you are packing and planning to come on a cruise. Now, the next reason may come off as really silly, but funnily enough, I have seen crew members that I'm close with get into big trouble for having this one item on board in their rooms, and this specific item that is not allowed on board is any cooking appliances. Yes, cooking appliances, whether portable or stationary, such as hot plates, kettles, and so on. Since cruise ships already provide a wide range of dining options, meal preparations, and other food services for both crew and passengers on board, bringing your own cooking appliances such as hot plates or portable grills is very highly prohibited for safety reasons, and you can also add for stupidity reasons as well, because why as a passenger would you pay to go on a cruise only to then end up preparing and cooking your own meals? It just doesn't make any sense. But even though it doesn't make any sense to do that, I have seen my own fellow crew members bringing cooking appliances like hot plates on board the ship. And trust me, when they are caught, it generally doesn't end well, as you can expect as a crew member to receive some form of disciplinary action and as well strict warnings from the management staff, including the captain. It might seem obvious enough not to do this, but for some, they may need to be reminded not to do these things, otherwise they will just completely go ahead and bring these items without knowing there will be actual repercussions for their actions. So it's safe to say that if you somehow had it in the back of your head to bring any cooking appliances on board your cruise, I am telling you right now to save your time and avoid doing that, because it will only lead to your disappointment. I could go on and on about all the items that you are not allowed to bring on a cruise ship, or mention to you all the banned items, but I think for me, I do not have to mention all the obvious items that you are not allowed to bring on board your cruise, such as any weapons, drugs, fire hazards, and so on. You can name them all. That's why in this video, I try to give you the unexpected items you may mistake to be allowed on board a cruise ship. Because who would have thought you couldn't bring a surge protector or even candles on board your cruise? It seems simple enough, but these are actually dangerous items to have with you if you intended or plan to use them on a cruise. So that's why this next item may come as a shock to you, but for no apparent reason should you ever decide to bring a portable fan on board a cruise ship. Because if you didn't notice, cruise ships are already equipped with air conditioning systems to provide you with the best air quality circulation across the entire ship, except of course on the open decks of the cruise. Bringing a portable fan on a cruise ship is not recommended or permitted, and there are regulations put in place to ban these such items. But I want you to understand that I am not talking about the mini ones that you can use on the go. Those should be perfectly fine for you to take on board the ship. I'm talking about the ones where it needs to be plugged in for it to work. And my word of advice is for you to avoid bringing this one on board. For one, it is not needed, and two, why would you bring an unnecessary item on the cruise anyway? The best thing for you to do if you are planning on going on a cruise and you are unsure of any items you plan to bring is to always ask the cruise line or research the internet on what is possible for you to take on board. There are a bunch of other online communities and websites that you can find to help you with this if you are unsure about something. The best thing you can do is to immediately seek advice. If you've enjoyed the information from this video, I'm now asking you to leave a like and comment below if there's anything else you would like to add to this list. I would like to hear what you have to say. Also, watch my next video that you may see here on the screen. It's Unique, your cruise employee, and I'm out.